Welcome back. It is 2020. This is my first video of the year. It's supposed to be my first day of work, but yesterday was my first day of work and I didn't record it. And I also went in once before then because somebody unplugged the freezer by mistake and everything melted and it was chaos and carnage. And the studio smelled like festering raw chicken, which was pretty rank. But it's my first real day of work. Yesterday was prep. And what I want to do today is go through 5 things that you should really do in January just to set you up for the year. Now, first off is your archive and filing system. Now is a great time to do it. For me personally, in my line of work, January and August are the quiet months. They're my sort of reset times. That's when I sort of take stock, clean up, reorder kit, reorder drives, all that sort of thing. So the first thing I do is make sure everything from 2019 is already backed up. Then once I've done that, I start a new folder called 2020, and within that, photos, video, documents. That's my very basic setup. And then, as you can see behind me, I've got my computers all set up. They're backing up their respective clouds. I have everything on independent clouds just in case I ball something up. But whatever you like for your backup system is fine, but now's a good time just to check that everything's in order. You've got plenty of storage space, so when you do get busy, you're not panicking and flapping around looking for hard drives, wondering whether this is backed up or not, and all that sort of bad jazz. Next up is the cleanup of your workspace. Now, if it's a desk in your spare room, a desk in your bedroom, a studio, an office, whatever it may be, it's a great time to reset and sort of just give you that fresh lease of life. You'll probably notice, I don't know if you can see it in here, I've got a candle. A candle? I can't say candle. I've got a candle up there. Just to sort of get a bit of ambience going on, make it a bit more romantic when I'm by myself in here. But mostly because it smells of rotting chicken at the moment. But I've had a quick tidy up, I've organised my desk, put everything where I want it. My problem is I want to be a minimalist, but as you can see from behind me, that's just not happening. What I'd like to have is one computer and one screen, but when I get busy, I need so many machines to be able to handle all the different tasks that it's just not practical. So I've sorted my setup as best as I can for me, I'm a messy person, and I'm ready to go again. Now that that's sorted, the third thing you need to do is sort your bags out. Now this means getting the Hoover ready. Camera bags just get covered in clutter, covered in dust because you put them on the floor, you open them up, and the world just sort of gets breathed into them. So the next thing I'm going to do is go through my bags, empty them, clean them, Hoover them, and reorganize them. And it's at this point that I order all the new stock that I need. Usually by the end of the year, I've broken half of my kit, and some of it's held together with gaff tape. I don't necessarily order it in dribs and drabs. Sometimes I just wait until it's the end of the year and just do a big order, get everything in, get everything I need, just so it's like a fresh start for the year. It also helps with the way that I do my accounts. So let's talk bags. Now, camera bags are an interesting one. I don't use them as much anymore, but this was my go-to bag. This is a Think Tank Airport. This is a Think Tank Airport roller. When I was using regular camera bags, this is the one that I was using. It's a great bag, great bang for your buck. Now, as I don't use camera bags anymore, they sort of get used for a bit of a jack of all trades thing. I've got loads and loads of luggage and bags, pelly cases, big cases, logistic bags, these bags, and they get modified. But for most of us, you just have one camera bag, which is your camera bag. Now, this one here is going to be my off-camera flash bag. I don't do off-camera flash much, but when I do, it needs to be organised and so I can find it because I lose everything. So I'm going to empty the bag, clean the bag, and reorganise it. Let's go. I don't know how they get so dirty, but they do. So, repacking it, I've got a few more speed lights to add, but I've wrecked my shoulders so I can't get to them, so I'm on a high shelf, but we'll just make the spaces for them, make it all nice. So that'll be it for now, but let me just zoom in so you can see. So I've got my double A's in here. That'll be full up once I finish charging them. There's 2 more speed lights that live here from the Canon section. My batteries, 2 trigger systems, cables and gubbins for the batteries. And then down this bit here, this is all my grip. Now I'm not going to bore you with this bag here because I just cleaned it. I don't want you to have to watch it. This is my styling kit. This is one of the bags that I do actually have packed all of the time. It comes with me on location and it stays open on a trolley in the studio. You'll see it on this little like golden gin trolley that I have around. So the main thing I've done here is, apart from take it all out, hoover it, clean it, is do a stock take because stuff goes missing all the time. Now in this particular instance, I've managed to lose one pair of scissors. I've used all my cotton wool buds, so I've ordered all of those. They're coming from Amazon because I like doing it that way. But I just thought I'd show you my styling kit, that's all. Now this is the closest thing I have to a day-to-day bag. This is my camera bag of my food stuff. I've got a few different camera bags with various bits in, but this is my like commercial food photography work when we're not using phase. So I've got my 50mm, 50mm, 90 tilt shift, 45 tilt shift, 100 macro here, 5DS, and where this lens here is where this lens here goes, and that's a 35. Now all of my like normal camera gear goes in a different bag. It's not pretty, it's just sort of like thrown in there. All the zoom lenses, the standard bodies, video kit, they're in different bags, but this is my like go-to. Now my last bag for the clean today is my Billingham. I love this bag, it is one of my favorites. I use it every single day, but not for photography. So this is what my laptop goes back and forth to the studio in. It needs a good hoover. I'm gonna do that and then go through what goes into it. So into this bag goes my notebook, which I take everywhere, power bank and cables, location drives for things I'm working on, which are a bit more rugged than a standard drive, an ankle support because I've wrecked my ankle, an inhaler because I'm asthmatic, and a 9-volt battery because this microphone always dies, my laptop charger and my laptop, and my glasses case. These bits shouldn't be in there, so they're coming out and we're all good to go. So number 4, and that's to start something new. Now, if you keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. For me personally, being self-employed, I need to change the way that I do things. I'm not as driven as I used to be, I think is the best way to put it. I've got into a bit of a rut and I need to sort of push out of that. That's part of the reason why I'm doing these YouTube videos. It's sort of a creative outlet where there's no stress or pressure to achieve anything or to produce anything. It's just what I want, when I want, how I want it, whatever level I feel fit. Whereas my commercial work is much more stressful and I'm answering to somebody else and there's money at stake. This is more of a hobby, I guess. And this is something I'm going to continue, but one of the things I'm going to start this year is to have some sort of fake manager. Obviously I have my agent Graham, but this fake manager is more telling me what to do each day. So I've set up a little spreadsheet. I just went onto Numbers and downloaded a weekly planner as the Mac version of Excel. And I've split my tasks up like any normal human being would do. And I'm going to try and stick to this throughout the year. Now, obviously when I get a week's shooting, the whole thing goes out the window, but there's a lot of downtime in photography. I'm not shooting 24/7. I don't shoot 5 days a week unless it's like a client who's booked me in solidly because I need rest and recuperation because that wasn't pronounced right. I can't say it. Scratch through that. And I need to be able to recharge my batteries and get ready for the next job. So I can't shoot every day. I'm not doing, family portraits in a white seamless 9 to 5, Monday to Saturday. My jobs are very stressful. There's a lot going into them. So I need that recovery time. And obviously you charge accordingly so you can afford that time off. So some of the things I'm going to do this year with this planner, I'm going to start putting some ebooks together of useful information that I couldn't find. The third thing that this planner is really going to help me with is my background business, because I've sort of launched it and just left it out there and it's lovely. I'm so grateful for everyone who's ordered them, but I need to do something with it. I can't just launch it and let it sit there and tick along. I need to actually push it, otherwise there's no point in doing it. And the last thing I'm going to do to start my new year is the big update. I'm going to update all of my computers, all of my apps, all of my drivers. Everything's getting updated today. And the reason I don't do this throughout the year is because with all the different bits of software and camera kit that I have, there's a very high probability that something will stop working at a crucial time, and I don't need that stress. I updated my Mac once, my Canon cameras wouldn't tether anymore. I updated Adobe once, and it wouldn't work with the Mac version I had. No, various nightmare scenarios. Now, I've moved away from Adobe now. I'm just going through my last few bits that I need to do. I'm going to keep Photoshop, and that'll probably give me Lightroom by proxy on some sort of monthly payment. But I'm moving to DaVinci Resolve and Capture One for my editing because I've had enough of Lightroom. It doesn't work. It doesn't tether properly. It's slow. It's buggy. It's not a good raw editor. And Premiere Pro I found crashes all the time. It's not particularly good. It's slow, it's sluggish, and DaVinci Resolve just seems like a much better option. And price-wise, I think I'm going to end up spending about the same as when I was with the Adobe suite, but I'll have better software. So all in all, I'm winning. So that's about it for today. I've still got loads of work in the studio to do. I don't have staff. I'm by myself. I've got my agent, but he's in London, obviously, rather than Little Leicester. And the people who work with me are freelancers. So I try and hire in additional assistants sometimes when I don't need them to get some busy work done, but speed up setup and pack down, that sort of thing. So I've got loads of organising to do. The studio is nowhere near finished, but it's good enough to work in. Now, 2019 wasn't particularly my best year. Had a lot of stuff going on outside of work, had a lot of changes in my life, a lot of different things going on. And I sort of lost my direction with my photography. So through 2020, I'm going to use this channel to sort of document how I'm trying to achieve various things. I've got some goals, some very clear goals. I'll do a separate video on this anyway. But I'm going to sort of use the vlog section of this channel to follow that process and also keep me accountable so I don't get waylaid into some sort of distraction of watching cats on YouTube. Now, I think these 5 tips we've gone through today are useful for anyone at any time of year. So if you're watching this in March thinking, I need a fresh start, just do it. Just choose a day and go, this is my start of the year. You don't have to start on the 1st of January. It was just very convenient this year for me, which is rare, that I could start at the beginning of the year and sort of work that into my schedule. If you are enjoying these videos, do hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching them all last year. It's been great. It's gone so much better than I thought it would. And I'll see you all next time.